So welcome. If this is your first time on an opportunity meeting, welcome. We have what's come into a phenomenal community of people, and we really focus on education and teaching people through a third party. So we can tell you our story, and that's important, like for our friends, but it's really important to hear other people's stories and to learn more about ingredients and all of those things as you go through your journey. It really helps your product knowledge to understand what you're putting into your body and to understand kind of how they all work together. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Because in Plexus, we use lots of words like the triplex, or we kind of just assume people get it. But I wanted to kind of break that down today to kind of tell you what it entails. What is that? What does that mean? Is the pink drink even a part of that? How does this all work? So I love this product and this company because it really focuses on the root health, the root cause of most of our health symptoms. And those three causes all balance down to your blood sugar balance, inflammation, and gut health. And the more I research, and the more that you'll see it'll start coming out even more in magazines and in research, is that all of our gut system links to every other part of our body. So when that is off balance, everything else is off balance. And that's something that I didn't understand when I first started my health journey. I was doing the best vitamin I could find. I was doing a probiotic. I was eating kimchi because I'm half Korean, thinking I was getting my prebiotics in, and sauerkraut and those different things, sometimes the kombucha drinks, trying to tackle it all like this. And I never saw a difference with my health, especially like digestive issues, mood. I was still on all my medications. And so I remember coming across a post that talked about treating the root cause. And to me, that just made so much sense, that when you treat the root cause of health, then everything else has a trickle-down effect to balance out in your body. So the triplex, we'll talk about that real quick, and then I'd love to share my quick story real fast. So the triplex comes in three things, and you may have gotten one or the other pink drink. There's two different kinds. Which one's this? So this is hunger control. So there's two different kinds. There's XOS, which has prebiotic fibers in it. It's kind of a smaller packet. And then this one, the bag comes with individual packets, a 30-day supply. And this has extra polyphenols that help with hunger. It also is, we sometimes start people on that if they have a lot of digestive issues, because sometimes starting with prebiotics can activate the gut too much. So this is kind of a gentler entry, and they may start with that for a little while. It's also nice to have two options. So if you feel like one you work really well with and it's giving you the results that you want, you may stick with that. You may at some point switch to this one or switch back. And so it's nice during different points. Sometimes during the holidays, I feel like hunger control is much better for me, and I have an autoimmune, but other people do fantastic with the other. So the main purpose of Pink Drink, even though it's patented as slim, is really focused on balance. Insulin is our master hormone. So when we balance our insulin, there's a trickle-down effect to the rest of our other hormones. And so that can be from women regulating their periods, to easier pregnancies, to lighter periods, to help with thyroid issues and different symptoms that are hormone balanced. Also for men, this isn't a woman product. My husband takes this. My son takes a half a pink drink. There's a lot of other fantastic ingredients in here, like chromium, which is the equivalent of 14 cups of broccoli. I don't think any one of us tonight eat 14 cups of broccoli a day.
No.
That's a lot of fiber.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. But the chromium part of it is really important to health. And it just supports a healthy glucose metabolism. The reason I love this product is it just all goes back to the company really focusing on the root cause. And they started with this product after their breast health check kit, because they had 4 diabetics on the board, 4 or 5 maybe. And they realized that when they helped them, this isn't something that was only for diabetics, but this actually helped everybody across the board. So it helps balance your glucose levels throughout the day, so you don't get that afternoon slump where you're like, I need a nap, I'm so tired. That 2 to 5 o'clock window before dinner where you're like, I need a nap, oh, I need a cookie, I need a Diet Coke, like all of those things that we tend to grab to in that slump. This has been a game changer for me for that. And so we'll get more into the details of these different things, but I just wanted to run through them real quick. This is ProBio 5. So this also comes in the triplex, these two items too. So this, if you think about your gut garden, this is your weeder. So you can have the most beautiful garden, and if you let all the weeds grow, what happens?
It runs over your beautiful garden.
And it takes away from the beautiful, right? It takes away the good. And so stress, toxins, our environment, sugar, carbs, all of those things create an unhealthy gut. Antibiotics, medications, they put toxins in our body, and this is like your weed killer. So this will pull all of your weeds out of your garden daily. Weeding your garden isn't something you do once a year, once a month. It's kind of a daily thing. You scope your garden, you pull out your weeds, and it also replenishes with 2 million CFU of probiotics. So this was a huge difference for me and just a generic probiotic, because if you think of it, a true probiotic is like a fertilizer. And this doesn't just fertilize, it takes out the bad and replenishes with good. Now, if you scrub your toilet and just let it sit, is that ideal? That's kind of gross, right? It's like even just thinking about it, super gross. That's your BioCleanse. You don't get rid of the bad and like stir up all the yeast, and you don't want it sitting there, because if it sits there, you feel bloated, you have like headaches, you just feel yucky. And so this is your digestive enzyme. This will help. This is like your garbage truck to your garden, and it takes out all the bad every day. It keeps your digestive system regular. It has magnesium, which is gentle for your stomach, and vitamin C. Magnesium is fantastic for oxygenating the body. So if you exercise, you'll notice that your recovery is quicker. It's really beneficial for bone density. Magnesium is kind of the more recently researched calcium. Magnesium is actually more beneficial because an overabundance of calcium can actually cause damage. So typically those three are the foundations of what we start people with. And then we have other products like our multivitamin and a host of other products and supplements that can contribute to things that you may need to, whether it's an omega or a protein shake or a multivitamin or an anti-inflammatory instead of ibuprofen. And they're all plant-based, and they don't have side effects, which is the biggest reason I came to look here. And I bet many of you did too, because drug after drug is not a healthy way to live. So my super fast story is that I had postpartum after 3 kids, and it got worse with each kid. And since high school, I had digestive issues, very, very painful, sharp pains in my tummy. I could never figure out what it was from. I had a really, really high sugar. Sugar was like, I would sneak sugar starting, I think my best friend said around 6 or 7 years old, I would sneak sugar and eat it and hide it in the garbage. And then I had hormonal issues with like skin through, which is pretty typical. But because of that, I went on a lot of medications for that because I just wanted it gone. So I didn't care about the medication or the side effects. I just kept saying, what's the next one? What's the next one? I just want clear skin. And then years later, I couldn't have babies. So we had fertility issues with our first and second child. We used a lot of fertility medications. Those are also not great for your body. But we did what it took to have a family. And after our third child, my depression didn't go away. It turned into clinical depression and was a really, really rough time on our family. My youngest was 3 and 4 and nothing was fading. And so after I stopped nursing him, I went on medication. And after that went on 2 to 3 more medications, all of which had side effects. I was tired. I gained weight. I was yawning all day. I wanted to sleep all day. Like I didn't feel like I was being a good mom, or this isn't the life that I wanted. After my son had started having febrile seizures at 1.5, the stress of that and an upcoming deployment, I then had, I sound like a commercial, but it's seriously like, it's kind of one of those things where when you look back, it's all connecting. I had, viral hyperthyroidism. So 2 weeks, I lost 10 pounds. I had a very slow heartbeat when I sat up for it to appear. I was shaking all the time, had night sweats, and they told me that it was just viral and it would go away. That fall, I was diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis and autoimmune, and I was given pills and later injections, and I put that into my body with a needle every week, and he told me I would be on that for the rest of my life. And I was 38 years old. And I would look in the mirror and I would think, this is not my life. Like, what happened? Something is wrong. And so I signed up with a homeopathic doctor, and I knew I'd have to go on some severe diet. And that stressed me out, having kids and a family to feed. And I didn't know if it would work. And at the same time, I saw some posts on Facebook, and I just thought, what do I have to lose? I might as well try. So my current update is that I'm on no medication. I haven't been on anxiety and depression medication over a year and a half. I've worked with my rheumatologist to completely wean off of my autoimmune medication, and he doesn't believe in gut health, but that's okay, because he's a doctor and he believes in medication. But he helped me, and he saw the results that came from me treating my body differently and focusing on reducing inflammation. My periods are lighter. I am happier at home. I have way less sugar cravings, and I feel like I'm in control of my health for the first time in a really, really long time. And I have found an incredible community of people that are also fighters for health. And that has been a huge blessing. So I'd like to pass the time off to Elaine. Elaine is going to share her health testimonial, and I love her story.
Okay. You guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, to start out, I'm 61 years old. I saw a posting. I was very tired. I had not had a lot of energy. I was very stressed. My BP was sky high. I was gaining weight like crazy, and I was not sleeping at night. I had restless leg syndrome. I decided I'm getting up here in my age. I need to change, and I needed to get my health back on track. I started with the Plexus, and the first thing I noticed a couple weeks into, I was sleeping better at night. I did not have restless leg syndrome. Also, my BP, I saw my doctor, my BP was good. I got that back. She says, I'm not going to have to put you on meds. I had lost over 40 pounds being on Plexus, and I'm a year and a half into my Plexus products, and I have not gained my weight back. And I went to my doctor, and for my physical, she said, keep doing whatever you're doing. She said, and I said, well, you want me to explain Plexus to you, the products I'm on? She said, nope, I already researched it. She says, I have another patient on them, and it's improving her health, and I'm telling you, do whatever you're doing. The other thing that I like about Plexus is my Plexus dollars that I have. Last month, I did not pay for my products or my husband's. And that is my goal, not to have to pay for it. But I love the ongoing support I get from everyone. It's this, just because I feel better, the support group hasn't stopped. The support is always there. Everyone's always checking, making sure everyone's doing great. I love it. I love it. I love my products. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Will you share really quick about your
Bugs.
granddaughter? Will you share just real fast?
Oh, yeah. I did forget about her.
That's okay.
My granddaughter had eczema so bad, the back of her legs were bleeding. We would have to bandage her legs up. So I went ahead and ordered the body cream. I put that on her twice a day. And within 1 week, you could not even tell that she had the eczema behind her legs. It has been a wonderful product for her to just put that cream on her. I wish I would have taken pictures. That's the biggest mistake I made there, so people would actually see how bad the back of her knees bled.
Thank you for sharing that. This is one of those things that I love because it honestly applies to every age. There's people that are pregnant on the product. There are babies that have less colic and reflux because that's what, your gut health passes to your baby. There's kids that have had horrendous skin issues or digestive issues or ADD and those things, that this has just improved their quality of life. And that's really what this is about, improving your quality of life. Because we were meant to do more and to feel better, and our bodies were meant to thrive. So next we have Melanie, who's going to share a product with us, and we'll just keep this short and simple. And then we'll have some Q&A at the end if you guys have any questions.
Okay. Well, when I first started, I also did the triplex, but I call it the Fantastic Four. I did the X Factor Plus, the methylated vitamin, and I had really good results. I started a year ago, November, and through the holidays, I was noticing that I was losing weight because it was helping me control my sugar addiction and helping keep me in balance. And so I would still have desserts over the holidays, but I wouldn't go crazy. And then throughout the next year, over time, I lost 20 pounds. And one of the things that the company does, as well as our team, is do different motivational challenges. And one thing that the company had done was like a 14-day lean challenge. And you were able to choose to do 1 or 2 meal replacements. So my one bag is actually at school because it's been so convenient. When I did this challenge, I never thought I'd be one to drink my calories, because whenever I did it, I was starving within an hour. I'd have a smoothie that maybe had too high of the sugar value with the orange juice, and it didn't have the protein in it. So I'm like, I can't drink my calories. There's no way that it would sustain me as a meal. So still, I'm all about a competition. So I did the challenge just to give it a chance. And I went ahead and did it sometimes twice a day, but a lot of times once a day. And so at lunch was the time that I chose to be consistently taken. And all I did was take a shaker bottle of vanilla almond milk and brought the bag to school and just scooped it out at my desk. And then I went to the teacher's lounge and had my drink. And sometimes I had to bring carrots or something, like something to go with it. Because I think it's around 250 calories. So it's still on the lower end. So you could still eat something with it if you wanted to. And I loved lunch from that point on. I mean, I still have it for lunch probably anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week, because I don't have to pack in the morning or the night before and rush around. I can enjoy, like, teachers are waiting in line to use the microwave. I'm just hanging out, having a conversation. And it just felt so relaxing to have an easier lunch. We only had like 20 to 25 minutes anyways. And all of us feel very rushed at lunchtime. And for once in my lifetime, I was able to enjoy lunch and talk to my colleagues while I was just sipping my lean. I also would put a neat push that you can have it with water. I like the taste. It's creamier with the milk. But when we went to Europe for our 25th anniversary, I just took the little snack baggies and I would have 2 of them ready, one for Mike and one for me. And we would just get a bottle of water. We'd drink some of the water so we had enough room to put it in and shake it. And we shook it, and we never got mad at each other while we were traveling, because we didn't get hangry and we didn't get mean. And we'd be on a train sometimes for 4 hours. And at that time, like halfway through, I'm like, we should have our lean. And Mike's like, I'm not even that hungry yet. I'm like, but you will be. So we would have it as like a meal replacement on the go. And it was so nice. Just a little bit about it, just so that it is, there's a whey and there's a vegetarian. The vegetarian's like 20 grams of protein. I think the whey's 15. So there's choices, but it does have nutrients. It's not just the protein. It does have some of the vitamins and minerals and omegas in it, to make it as like a supplement to add for a whole meal replacement. People have tried different combinations, making, one scoop of the chocolate, one of the vanilla. I've used the vanilla a lot more on the weekends because then I can add strawberries and kale or spinach and some different things. But at school, like I said, I just been doing the vegetarian chocolate mocha, just the 2 scoops and the milk, and it's been enjoyable, and it's a really good product. It's not chalky or anything like that. So if you're ever wanting to try a good one and you're not sure, because I've tried other ones. I tried Trader Joe's and pea protein and different ones, and I've used it once or twice. I'll add it to like a chocolate peanut butter one or something because it hides the taste, but these ones I can drink by themselves and they're really good. That's it.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions so far on anything that's been shared here? Or if you're curious about anything for yourself, do you have any questions?
I don't so much have it for myself as I do for my daughter, because you were talking about postpartum. So this is safe even with her breastfeeding?
Absolutely. It's actually, there's a lot of research, and we can share a lot of testimonials of pregnant and breastfeeding women. One of my friends recently, she's got like a 6-month-old, and she took it throughout her pregnancy. She took the triplex, the omega, because omegas are important, and the multivitamin, which has folate, which is the bioavailable form instead of folic acid, which is synthetic and doesn't always absorb. Things that I've heard of are increased milk production, which I wish I would have had, better recovery from pregnancy, and then again, your gut health gets passed to your child. So moms have had kids with less colic, less yeast infections for girls, yet less like digestive issues because it gets passed through. But there's a lot of midwives and nurses and a lot of other people that do a breakdown, not on like Plexus, but on the individual ingredients and how that's what you're going to look for, right? You're going to look for what ingredients are beneficial for me as someone who's pregnant. But yeah, actually the girl that introduced me to Plexus was a nurse and a fitness instructor and was kind of like, blah, blah, like I'm good, I'm healthy. But she read a post about increased milk production, and that is something she'd always struggled with. And so she's like, okay, if it can help with that, I'm willing to give it a try. And she then went on to have her 6th baby after that, and probably one of her healthiest pregnancies. So balancing hormones is beneficial for everyone. Absorbing your nutrients and your vitamins is beneficial. Our omega has 3, 6, 7, and 9. So it's not just omega-3, and it's from an ahi flour. It's not from a fish. So there's no like fishy burps or, especially when you're nursing and you're pregnant, you don't want anything with weird taste. That was me. So, and help with recovery as well after pregnancy. So yeah, who invited you here?
Melanie.
Okay, so yeah, we'll have Melanie send you some information on that.
Okay, perfect.
Christine, do you have any questions or anything?
Oh, yeah, about the lean protein shakes, Melanie, that she was showing. Is it soy-based, or what is the main protein component to it?
Whey.
Oh, it's whey. Okay.
So there's 2 whey proteins, vanilla and chocolate, and then the vegetarian is made from pea protein.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's good, because I have an allergy to soy, so this works out perfectly.
Yeah, so most of them have specifically, I think that one is like no soy, gluten, dairy, the vegetarian one.
Oh, good. Okay.
That was actually the first one that was launched because of everybody's sensitivities. It also is MTHFR, so it has folate in it, nothing synthetic in our vitamins, and that's important because same with our kids' vitamin, it also has folate in it. So there's 40% of the population can't absorb certain vitamins. I actually didn't get tested. You don't get tested unless you ask for it. but until after I'd been on Plexus. So they're like, you're fine. But I think that was a big issue with my pregnancies, is that I wasn't absorbing all the vitamins and nutrients that I was downing every day.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Good.
And then if you go online and you can check any product and you can click the label and you can read all the ingredients on the label.
Wonderful. Okay.
So
That
that's
helps.
super helpful too.
Okay.
So we can close up real quick, but I just wanted to share my quick story as far as sharing went. This is not something I was looking for. Probably most people it was not. I decided to share because I knew that other people out there struggled with similar things, and this stuff just doesn't get talked about. The reality is most people don't talk about digestive issues, mood, autoimmune, socially. It's just kind of one of those like hidden, quiet, silent suffering things. And so I knew when I found this that I just knew that other people were also struggling. And so I started sharing with people, and it has developed into something that has been a tremendous blessing for me. Not only financially, I've been able to help fund our upcoming adoption. So we are traveling next month to China to pick up a little girl who's 3. And that has been something that we've always dreamed about, but financially knew it would be extremely tight. And we'd probably have to get grants and loans, and we didn't do any of those.
Oh,
And
congratulations.
Thank you. The community is phenomenal, like I said, because they're people that are fighting for their health, and there's just something really unique about people that are fighting for good, people that strive to uplift and inspire, and that's really our community, and to help each other in all different paths, whether you're sliding down or having lots of success. And so I would encourage you to just really take advantage of the community, because it's amazing. And then this month also, when you enroll, there's free membership. So if you can think of anybody that during these stories that you think this might help, there's free membership through whoever you have, probably has codes for you to use this month, which is fantastic because it's a $40 savings. And there's probably additional incentives too. So this is a great way to find accountability partners. And accountability is really, really important when you're starting a health plan. So it's similar to when you go to the gym. If you don't have accountability, you're more likely to fail. You're more likely to cheat, or to be like, well, nobody really knows if I stop, right? Because it's only me. So having accountability is important. And that's just something I'd love for you all to consider. This company is incredibly generous, and it can bless so many people. And that is one of the biggest things with the company that I showed up when my first company event. The thing that stood out to me was, when you are blessed, be a blessing. And that is, I think, really unique to this company and the foundation of not make money so you can have more money, but the more that you have, the more you can bless others. And the more you shine your light and share something that you have that's amazing, the more you can help others and bless others and help them not be where I was 4 years ago, because it was a really miserable place for my family. And to see people like Elaine and Mel get healthier and be more present in their lives is such a gift and such a blessing. And so just something to think about. But I'm so excited you guys showed up tonight. I'm grateful to have you here. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me or Mel or Elaine. And that's it. Any other questions?
I don't think so. But
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.